You're listening to Miscast Commentary.
Hey everybody, welcome to Miscast Commentary, a Coming Attractions episode. I'm Joe Finley.
I'm Todd Tebow, the Sailor Murray.
And we're giving each other a little bit of space, as much as we can give. You can see we're not in our digital domain this time around. We're just sitting in my living room, hanging out on the couch.
Being in the real world is very strange.
But yeah, it's been an unprecedented
We've
little
had
time
a
of weirdness.
no-touch rule legally for years.
Yeah.
But now, more than ever, we actually have to adhere.
And we didn't even impose it on each other. The cops just came up and said, you two need to really cut it the fuck out.
Yeah.
And
stop this shit. You're in the middle of the Costco parking lot, for Christ's sakes.
Exactly. Oh, don't even get me started on Costco.
Get a room, fun boys.
So, as you can imagine, there's not a lot of news going on.
No, every news it's just like
happening.
COVID-19 this, COVID-19 that. This movie's been canceled. Your life's been canceled.
Life's canceled. And I don't disagree. I think it's all canceled. But we have a few little things to talk about. First thing is just something we were just discussing prior to coming on, is the rumor that the lovely Rosario Dawson is in talks to play famed Jedi Ahsoka Tano in The Mandalorian.
Is that the Mandalorian's old lady or what?
No, she's the Jedi from the Clone Wars that trained by Anakin Skywalker.
Oh, with the crazy head?
Yeah.
Oh, those are good. I like those.
Much like Shakti.
I want to get those Clone Wars and the other one.
Yeah.
Clone Wars and
Rebels.
Rebels.
There it is.
Those are good.
Mm-hmm. And Resistance is pretty good too. So yeah, lots. But that's a really cool thing because that's taking somebody out of the
cartoon
and bringing them onto the screen. Not really the first time it's happened, but like what's his face there? Freddie Prinze Jr. appeared in. Didn't appear, but his voice appeared in The Rise of Skywalker. He plays Kanan Jarrus in Rebels, and. I don't want to spoil too much for you. You still haven't seen it. But yeah, so we've got that going for us. A little bit of Star Wars fun. A lot more in the world of pushing movies back so they don't lose
That's all it is
ungodly
now.
amounts of money.
Wow.
Sony announced that Morbius and Ghostbusters Afterlife are being pushed back till 2021. And the big one too, the Olympics being pushed back till July of 2021.
Cranking everything. Well, what the hell are you going to do?
Well, that's it, too.
I can't wait until Vin Diesel just came out and said that he will be re-releasing Bloodshot with 14 seconds of extra him grunting. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be awesome.
It's actually just family outtakes from Too Fast, Too Furious, even though he's not in that movie.
Yeah, exactly.
He just kept walking by. He kept walking by Tyrese in the background, just going, family. And they're like, what are you doing? You said no to this movie. So those ones have all been pushed back. And I read an article today, just the headline was, Bloodshot beats Birds of Prey in On Demand. What is wrong with you people? So that was good.
Well, maybe that was the best idea they could have done for the Bloodshot.
Yeah, this disease might be the best thing that's ever happened to him.
But the thing is, they're losing out on like this one pizza place that's over here has like not a take and bake, but it's like the dough, the sauce, the cheese, and you just make it at home.
Really?
Which I thought was neato.
Oh, that's fun. I like that.
The old take and bake.
I guess I was going to say it's very, like, they usually don't allow things like that because they're liable if, like, you get sick from eating it, even if you make it wrong. But I guess none of those things are things that you can get sick from. Like, it's
you
like
can get sick from anything.
Yeah.
Ask me, brother.
Woo! So you cough into some dough and knead it up. Yeah, you're good to go.
Oh, hell yeah.
An interesting thing, though, just with movies.
Get all my pizza dough from Wuhan. Wuhan!
I got you all in check. We got this COVID-19 like it's on Star Trek.
Wuhan!
We're both Busta Rhymes. Neither one of us are ODB.
Oh, yeah, we'll do the...
I don't fucking know. That was me. Like, that was the most old man of me because that was me trying to do a good ODB, but just sounding like my dad going like, oh, you listen to the rap music? Oh, I just killed a bitch. Oh. Like, that was my dad's impression.
Like, he's never even heard the music before to even say, I love that.
Yeah, I know.
People are like that. But I was going to say they should do take and bake like popcorn.
Mm-hmm.
You should, if you order VOD on demand,
Yeah.
you click a button and somebody comes to your house with a fresh made popcorn
Yeah.
and some kind of a chocolate.
Yes.
You know, you pick your combo.
I prefer like
your combo.
give me a sour cherry blaster.
Yeah.
And I want that machine that just pumps that ungodly oil onto
Oh,
your...
it's not even, yeah.
It's like...
It's unused stripper grease.
Oh, I was just picturing it was like... It's like a teenager's face squeegeed.
Oh my God, every time I go into my mother's room, she's watching like zit popping videos. And I got like stuck standing there like transfixed. I was like, how can one person have so many blackheads? And I was just like, wow, this guy's face was unbelievable.
Well, there's some people that the things just get out of control.
You never,
it's like a horse comes out.
you never see the end process. I always
Yeah.
want to see the guy's face at the end when they slap the oxypad on and he just screams like they're ripping his skin right off.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, your face must be just like an open wound.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, no word of a lie when I had my...
He's lying. But every time he says no word of a lie, this is the worst lie he's ever told.
This is my Trump whenever he says trust me or believe me at the end of something. I invented the moon, believe me. But when I had my surgery on my tailbone, I had something called a pilonidal sinus, or a pilonidal cyst, depending on what you want to call it. And what it is, it's basically like that sort of thing. You got to drain out all the garbage nonsense, but you have this gaping wound inside. And what happened was, this was right around, I think the first time we spoke after a really long period of time is while I was off from that.
That's when it started.
Yeah. And then another 10 years went by, and then
once that void in your butt crack showed up.
Yeah. So Todd knew he had to fill my butt.
Yeah, I had to fill his butt.
Yeah.
His butthole.
But the worst thing is they would measure the depth of the thing, and they'd use this giant ass Q-tip that had like a ruler markers on it, and they would stick it in, and you could
lost it.
And you could feel it, like, you know that thing when you're like faking a blowjob and you do like the tongue going like, That's what the Q-tip was doing to my butt. Because it was that deep down, it was going like, and I was like, oh my lord.
He's like, we're just gonna throw the Q-tip in the hole, and then we're just gonna time when it hits the bottom.
Yeah.
Cancel by 5 o'clock.
It's 9. It's 9 leagues deep.
Yes.
I think it hit Captain Nemo.
I think it hit James Cameron in his submarine.
Oh, why couldn't I have gotten him involved? There's lost bits.
That must have been awful.
It was so
I know
incredibly
when I
painful.
went back to work. Well, Sheldon had it twice.
Yeah.
One in the front, one in the back.
Yeah. That was just his penis.
Yeah. And
we didn't have the heart to tell him that we popped
and
it.
then some dude that I was at work with had the same thing. You know what? It's always these like hairy, sweaty guys. I almost had one as well.
Yeah.
And I remember your story and all the other stories, and man, I dug that fucker right out. It was right on my belt line.
Oh.
It was a particularly sweaty time.
Yeah.
You know, it's always particularly sweaty, but this was particularly sweaty.
It was June, and he was dating a girl that he wasn't sure was over 18.
It gets sweaty hot.
But yeah, anyways, going back to the movie.
She wasn't. I knew she was coming.
I know.
So you see with the police.
but
I
I knew
didn't
I'd get
know. I met her at the strip club. How am I supposed to know?
And a good place to take them on a date is a movie theater, but movie theaters are closed. Segue. Whoopsh.
Segue.
There's this great thing going on. There's a theater in Texas that has converted their parking lot into a drive-in.
Oh, neat.
So now they've painted the entire side of the building with the right like fiber white whatever to be able to properly project on, and they got like the AM FM transmitters and all that stuff, and so they're doing that and they're selling out their shows because they're the only game in town.
That is a really good idea.
It is.
I wonder if they have somebody that comes out in a hazmat suit with your nachos.
Yeah. Oh no, there's no. Yeah, you
bring your own.
You're bringing your own snacks at this point.
That's the best and worst part about going to the drive-in.
Yeah.
I've already eaten dinner.
Uh-huh.
I get there. I brought snacks. And then somewhere in there, I still end up in there getting fries.
Yeah.
Maybe a hot dog, nachos, possibly popcorn.
Yeah. Usually we'll do the same kind of thing, or we'll be running around all day, and now we decide, okay, we're going to get a bunch of fries, and we do like all
It's
that
not
stuff.
bad there. Like I think the food prices are pretty half decent, and you get a pretty good, a good sized dog or whatever, you know.
Yep. Canview Drive-In. You guys are the best.
I'm always like fucking half stressed. Like it's half the movie's done.
Yeah.
and I got to get in there because you only have so much time for those fucking things are dancing around there.
Yeah. See, and they said too, they announced officially that they weren't going to open in time for the season and stuff like that. It had some things to do with like movie lineups and these other things. I'm saying screw that. Go back to playing like you do at the end of the seasons with the retro movies and stuff like that.
Just
open
play anything.
And then the bathrooms were a concern for them. You can set up your bathrooms to be like social distance. You just close down. You like bag over like every other or every two,
everybody has
like,
to go like
or,
when they were having the gym open for that 4 seconds.
But you know that drive-in as well as I do. You know that there's like 150 urinals. There's like a urinal per person
shit ton
in that men's washroom. Like even the women can go and friggin' straddle over those.
Okay, when you go, I like when I'm going poo-poo when a woman straddles me in pee-pees.
Yeah. They call it the Todd.
Exactly.
Because it's gross yet appealing.
Mm-hmm. You've thought about it.
Yeah. Oh, only thought about that. People have been coming up with interesting ways to entertain people during all this craziness. We consider this entertainment. You let us know how you feel about it. But
the phones are lighting up.
That's just the board. It's fine.
Yeah.
But what's cool, Don't. I keep reaching out and like I'm gonna put my arm around you. But
it's hard. It's hard.
A lot of different musicians have been doing like in-home concerts and stuff like that, which has been interesting. Some people have done. They just did a table read for Big Mouth. An episode of Big Mouth, which was really cool. They had the entire cast on. They were on like Zoom, so like whoever was actually speaking would like show up full screen.
Oh, that's neat.
And it was great. And
in Italy, they're all coming out on their balconies and
and what else?
There was supposed to be a big one in Canada the one night. Everybody was supposed to go on their balcony and sing the hip. Nobody did it.
I heard the clapping
There's no
one.
unity anymore.
I heard the clapping one, but I didn't hear about the hip one.
Clapping one.
Yeah, it was just everybody went out and just like start clapping outside or whatever, and people did it. It happened.
It was wonderful.
But
I'm sure everybody had a great time.
Woo!
One guy.
Yeah. Oh my God! Could you imagine if it was a slow clap with no build?
Yes.
Yeah, you did it.
Just for the universe. Way to go, universe.
Look. But yeah, what was interesting, I guess the original cast of The Nanny announced that they're gonna get together and do one for like charity or something, and I'm like, oh my God,
that poor Charity.
The shrill voice of Fran Drescher.
It's funny that you bring her up because I thought of her like the other day.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and I'm like, oh my God, do you have to? She's like, I laugh when I enjoy myself. And you're banging her, and she's, oh
God.
I'm like, oh yeah.
Well, that was the thing. The girl who played Janice on Friends in that originally in the first season, but she recurred throughout the series and stuff like that. She took on the Fran Drescher, and she was just like, Joey.
Does that mean like a celebrity boxing match?
No, but like she took on like
took on the Fran.
No, but like the persona of like Fran Drescher.
It was
like,
almost Lapina.
Yeah, and it was just like, oh, so fucking horrifying.
Like she played Fran Drescher in the cartoon version of The Nanny.
Yeah.
They came on after the cartoon excerpts from Caroline in the City.
Yeah, but it's cool too, because some other things I saw like a lot of comedy clubs to keep their like season going or whatever, what have you. They have the comedians that they booked are now doing like online like Q&A things and stuff like that, so like you can still see the comedian that you were planning on seeing and stuff like that.
There should be a heckle section.
Now's
the time for heckle now.
I'll give you a hint. It's the internet. The whole thing's a fucking heckle
it's the whole thing, from all sides.
The version of heckling we get, ignoring us.
Yeah,
and it's
we don't
fucking
get the
awful.
we don't get the good American heckling.
Yeah, and then who was it? Mike Birbiglia has been working with this charity. It's called I think it's called Tip Your Waitress or Tip Your Server or something like that. And they've got comedians coming on and with 3 new like comedy club jokes that they've never done before, and they work them out together.
Right.
And they like talk through the joke and stuff, so you can kind of watch the process. But like people like Patton Oswalt have gone on there, and John Mulaney and like a lot, Chris Gethard, I think, went on there. Maria Bamford.
Right.
A lot of really cool people have been doing it. Gary Gulman, and I think it's a pretty neat thing, and it's an interesting process kind of thing. Like if you liked Jerry Seinfeld's Comedian, the documentary about him, where you actually get to see him like develop his shit and like go out on tour and stuff like this. This is kind of an interesting look at that, where it's just two comics talking about a joke and going, well, this word, like, I wouldn't use this word, maybe this word, or maybe like move this beat like over here. Like
Right.
it's really interesting, the science of a joke, because like
Like they're
literally,
pulling you behind the curtain.
like literally, if you can have the exact same, like you and I can get the exact same words, the exact same sequence of words, and say it two totally different ways. And maybe both of them are funny. Maybe one's funnier than the other. Maybe one's not funny at all. Maybe neither are funny, depending on where you put pauses, where you put it.
If it was, okay, so like the Iron Curtain.
Yes.
If you were pulling back the curtain of comedy, what is it made of? What type of curtain is it?
Banana peels.
Is it, okay, there you go. The banana peel curtain.
Ew, whoa. Even though you still slip, even though you're not standing
Banana
up.
peels and used tampons.
I watched, there's a show on history in Canada called Rust Valley Restores. I don't know if it's on in the States. But the guy literally, he was trying to like get like an engine piece down or something like that, and he stepped on a banana peel and took a huge tumble.
for real.
And he was like, oh, I guess that's like a real thing after all. And he's sitting there and he's like, I'm the one who threw this banana peel on the ground too. Like he's like, I've got nobody to blame but myself.
So he really did
Yeah.
flip and...
Yeah, like it wasn't like a weird, like, oh, it happened off to
Right.
the background. He was like carrying a thing and he fell and it looked like it hurt. And I was just like, oh. Like,
Why would you throw a banana peel on the ground anyways?
it's one of those places that looks like just a giant, like, wasteland. Like,
Right.
it looks like where they hid Freddy's bones
Maybe
after
that's
part 3.
in the old junkyard.
Yeah, like,
That's like maybe he just eats bananas defiantly.
yeah.
So when he's in, he's like, fuck you, banana.
You killed my mom!
Yeah.
And speaking of killing mothers, I want to talk about another subject that makes me upset.
Mother murder?
No, something that makes me more upset.
Oh my god.
Zack Snyder did
Oh yeah.
a
This definitely is worse than mother murders.
he did a watch party for Batman versus Superman where he did like live commentary during the thing. Hey, live commentary, get over fucking lane. Snyder.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
Snyder.
Thing number one. Thing number two, he starts talking about all sorts of shit while he's doing that. He makes more hype comments about the Snyder cut and getting that out, of course. He made a comment.
I never heard any of this.
Yeah, he made a comment that in Batman versus Superman, the Fortress of Solitude only existed in Superman's mind. Instantly when I said that, I'm like, fuck you. Who wants to see your fucking cut of this thing when the simplest acts of Superman he's completely abandoning? Like he's just like,
that.
oh, the Fortress of Solitude in his place. He's like, yeah, a place in his brain. In his
I haven't
subconscious.
heard from what's his name, Lex
Fucking
Luthor
duck.
in a while.
Oh, he's dead.
Jesse, he was
No, he's-
terrible, Luthor.
he's-
Like, what were they doing in this movie?
Yeah. He's doing his own thing though. He's like a playwright and he does theater shit and like he's
in Zombieland 2, which I totally forgot about until just this moment
Yeah.
right now.
yep. Which was good.
I started watching on the Netflix.
Yeah.
Get movies, Netflix Canada.
Yeah.
Fuck, man. I'm tired of watching all your shit shows. Anyways, this one's pretty good, though. It's Maniac
Okay.
with Jonah Hill and
Oh yes.
Emma Stone. It's sort of like Punch Drunk Love meets like Her meets like Total Recall meets like Spotless Mind.
Really, eh?
Yeah. It's kind of cool, actually. I kind of dig it.
I'll have to check that one out. That's neat.
Yeah, get some fucking movies, Netflix. Give us some of the American movies.
Yeah.
You even look under classics. We don't have anything. All they have is like a Netflix documentary about the classics they should have on Netflix.
Yeah, it's
Fuck.
yeah, it's kind of weak. But
Weak sauce. Yeah. Although
Yeah,
I always find some zombie related something to watch.
there's always something on there.
Too much zombies. Zombies are done. Once I finish playing Resident Evil 2,
Yeah.
watching Zed Nation, and then writing my zombie-related screenplay.
Yeah.
It's over. No more zombies.
There it is. Other shit that Snyder talked about, I guess he like made fun of the backlash against him for like his killer Batman and killer Superman and all that stuff. Like the shit that he's like basically he's in like Trump full denial. It's just like everything I did was great. We're here celebrating Batman versus Superman, which is to my mind, other than the ones that just were solo, like removing like low budget, like
what
horrible
a fucking
Captain America
atrocity.
No, but what I'm saying is like removing like all the like low budget Captain America from like the 80s or 70s,
Right?
The Harvey Korman. It's the worst superhero movie.
It is unbelievably.
Ever
I don't even understand. They so many times in the movie they write themselves into a corner.
Yeah.
And then the hologram of Jor-El or whatever shows up, Russell Crowe, and like saves them.
Yeah.
And I'm like, these two, Superman and Lois, they're supposed to be in love? I'm like, what? Like,
I think she's just using him to get to
fuck,
Jor-El.
like, I think so too. Or that handsome Zod.
Yeah.
Ooh, he knows what he wants. He's a go-getter, that
He
Zod.
is a go-getter. And I just watched, speaking of Zod, I just watched Knives Out again, and he was just
Oh, he's great.
outstanding
You know,
in
okay,
it.
the other day, I saw this wonderful channel called like Cosmic or Comet or something, but it's over in on the boat.
Oh.
It's over on the boat because it's like a Detroit channel or something, and we have like shitty TV. And my buddy Bill just moved his antenna, and now he gets it.
Nice.
And man, the other night it was Flash Gordon. And then I wish to God I remembered the name of this movie, but it was the two ripped twins.
Oh,
And they were two barbarians.
Yes.
Oh my God, what a movie.
I just saw the poster for that movie again. Our friends over at Dueling Decades put that on their Facebook page.
Oh my God, well, what a weird coincidence, because I just watched it. I was like, this is the greatest thing celluloid's ever experienced.
Oh God, it was out of this world. The last thing that I jotted down that Snyder talked about was that Martian Manhunter was going to be involved in the moving forward in the DCEU.
Oh, okay, bud.
Yeah, and then he's just
your DCU or
yeah, he's basically decided he's in charge of it,
even though they just fired him.
Yeah, but it's the whole. Well, technically he quit.
He's just made another one that's coming out. He just made a new movie.
Yeah.
He doesn't do badly with other stuff. Like his Dawn of the Dead remake is awesome.
I liked the Dawn of the Dead remake.
That movie was terrific.
I liked 300, and then it started getting weird because he started doing that for a little while.
He did something before it too, which I was surprised. Before Dawn of the Dead, it was
Harry and the Hendersons.
Oh my God!
Friend.
Done.
Yeah.
He can make no mistakes.
Yeah. Give me the Snyder cut of that.
Do you actually think the Snyder cut will come out?
No.
And yet, if
I think that a version that they will call the Snyder cut will come out, which will have some footage that he shot,
right,
just like plugged in, and they'll call that the Snyder cut.
Has the studio ever, because you don't own that?
No, I don't know.
Technically, for him to do his own Snyder cut, he would need access to all of the rolls of the film. Everything that was shot, and then he could you know what I mean? So something like, how the fuck is this going to work?
He needs all his original footage because, once again, they never cut together a movie with him. They had an assembly edit, which is not a cut. It's literally just taking all the scenes for the entire movie. Like, to give you an example,
Star Wars
Star Wars Episode 1, they take you write out the movie and you have all the scenes, and you literally plug in all the scenes, and then you start whittling it down.
Right.
That's your assembly edit, and you're like, okay, I don't need this scene. It doesn't add anything to the movie, or blah blah blah. But like the original cut of Star Wars was upwards of 6. Star Wars Episode 1 was almost 6 hours.
Woo! They should have left it that long, baby.
Well, people actually said that they said a very small amount of people saw that, and that people were like blown away by it.
Really?
Because like it was also like a nonstop movie, like it was just a nonstop action for the most part. Because
6 hours.
Because like the pod race, which is like 9 minutes in the movie,
it was an entire movie.
Was like 24 minutes.
Oh my God!
In and of itself, they had to. I remember.
What I'm talking about. Bring out the Lucas cut.
The Lucas cut of the Lucasfilm.
Lucas cut.
Lordy.
Cut. Let's get the Snyder cut of all Lucas's properties.
But I only know that because we have our May the 4th episode coming up, and we are doing episode 1 as we're talking about. But let's talk about what we're doing next week.
Nothing.
You didn't ask for it. but we gave it to you anyways. No, it actually
Just like my love life.
The original was well received, and we are now putting out our continuation of the Marvel marathon.
We really jumped the gun pretty fast, I think. Now we're really out.
Yeah.
Now we're really done and out. We're free and clear.
Well, except until
Tying up loose ends.
Until the last of the movies comes out. Yeah, that was on us. We should have probably just waited until Endgame came out and just did the entire Infinity Saga, but
nope.
That's
not how we play. We play by our own fucking rules.
But
here.
it was just a matter of math, because we timed it out. We saw that the timing was, if we start at this point, it will finish in time for Endgame to come out or whatever it was.
We make the rules, and then we follow by them.
Yes.
Because they're very loose.
Yeah.
And I made them, and I don't want to break my rules, okay?
Yeah, exactly. He's a bear when he breaks his own rules.
You got that right.
He's also a bear.
Toronto style. I'm not talking out in the woods.
But yeah, so we start with
They call me T-Bear.
Yeah, they do. T-Bear the Sailor. They also call me that. I think it's just a thing.
Sailing for cocks.
I had something about a mast, but I think I've already lost it. It doesn't matter. But yeah, so we are starting next week with Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel.
So let us take a look at the trailer.
So, Skrulls are the bad guys. And you're a Kree, a race of noble warriors.
Heroes. Noble warrior heroes.
Your life began the day it nearly ended. We found you. With no memory, we made you one of us. So you could live longer, stronger, superior. You were reborn.
I keep having these memories. Something in my past is the key to all of this.
You know how to fly this thing?
We'll see.
That's a yes or no question.
Yes.
Would you like to know what you really are?
I think I had a life here. What aren't you telling me?
You've come a long way, but you're not as strong as you think.
This war is just the beginning.
I'm not gonna fight your war. I'm gonna end it.
Aren't you the cutest little thing?
Aren't you cute? And what's your name, huh?
Fury.
What's you? I'll be back.
All right, that is
Goddamn
it.
cats.
Fucking cats, you get it. So yeah,
Who
next
knew know?
week.
The big twist in that movie is that Nick Fury is a fan of cats.
I love
the
that
movie.
pussy. Oh my god,
Yeah.
that'd be amazing.
We need to watch Cats.
Do we want to challenge
Yeah,
ourselves
we
to that?
should totally watch Cats. Oh my god. I want to see all
sight
their
unseen.
naked cat genitals flailing
Oh,
around.
God. Oh my god, speaking of naked animal genitals. If anybody who watches Last Week Tonight will know, they're now doing Last Week Tonight from shooting it from his house.
Yeah, they all are.
Everybody's doing that.
I don't know which one came out with the whole like, oh, my kid made my sign, but they're all doing it.
Oh, I don't know who made it up, because John Krasinski just did it for Some Good News that he's
Right.
working on. Which that thing, holy shit, 2 days, 25 million views.
Wow.
We've only got like,
Apparently, A Quiet Place 2 is terrific.
I'm looking forward to seeing that one.
Apparently, it's like
Finally gets released.
what I heard it was a rare movie that's better than the first one.
I'll be interested to see it because, like, holy shit, those are cool. But yeah, anyways, so what he's done, he found, or somebody on his staff found this weird show from like 1992, something gallery, blah, blah, blah. It's basically like an art auction that looks very much like a telethon. But this one artist kept coming out with these things, and I don't know if they just didn't understand or they were purposefully trying to spin away from it, but he was making erotic rat art. And he had like these anthropomorphized rats who had like kind of human bodies and stuff like that.
Was it like paintings? Like
Yeah, there were all these paintings, and they were like the first one is like him, like the one rat lifting the other one out of the water with his face clearly buried in the other one's crotch.
right.
But they're like, oh, look, they're beautiful. They're jumping out of water and blah, blah, blah. And then like it just keeps going and going. Two of them, the one rat has a hard dick.
Like you put that a hard dick.
And so he has put forth the because as he points out, they don't have much of a budget right now for, or they're not spending much of their budget right now for the episodes because he's literally like doing it in front of like a little camera himself and then sending it off to somebody else who's working from home and all this kind of shit. So they have some money left over. So he's trying to hunt down one of those paintings, the specific one. And he's like, I know that on the episode it sold for $90, so somebody has it. He's like, I will pay whoever owns it $1,000 for the painting, and I will give $20,000 to their local food bank.
Wow.
If you give me the painting.
That's kind of neat.
So
I know
he's
Carell was on there talking about whatever.
I don't know what
Carell had it.
Yeah, no, Carell was on that Some Good News, the John Krasinski one.
Which one are you talking about?
Last Week Tonight.
Oh, well, I just went right to Krasinski for some reason, even though you said...
I watched the shit out of that, too. I thoroughly, like, as silly as it was, I thoroughly enjoyed just, like, the positivity of it all.
Right.
Just
I always said that there should be a good news network. That guy stole my fucking idea from years ago.
Well, he didn't because he didn't even steal that because he also admits that there's plenty of other places that already have good news sites and stuff.
Right.
So he actually pointed those out too. Like he wasn't like I'm the originator, blah blah blah.
I would just to get hate, just get heat.
Yeah. But yeah, he had
get them trolls trolling.
But yeah, he had Steve Carell on. It really kind of made me feel bad for Jenna Fisher and Angela Kinsey for The Office ladies. Both of those guys have not been on their podcast yet. And instantly he's like, we're just going to talk about The Office over here while they're doing that over there.
And these are the two guys that you'd want on your Office podcast that are now doing their own thing.
Yeah.
And they've specifically said they do not want you on it.
But my big excitement, another new podcast that just came out. Joel McHale and Ken Jeong are doing one called The Darkest Timeline, which is all about Community. It's like it's basically The Office ladies, but for Community.
Oh my God, that's right up your alley.
I haven't started it yet because I haven't really had any time to sit and I did
seep it in.
I did the grocery shopping, just like long story. I did the grocery shopping.
You almost got murdered
for myself, my mother, and my sister and her family. I did
selfish.
I did all that, and I kept all of it too. Oh my God, I have so much food.
Most of it he didn't want because it was for them, but I
got baby formula. My niece is gonna starve, but
he's gonna gouge him.
Yeah, it's $150.
Gouge him, yeah.
Or you can
that's what family's for,
right? But anyways, it was the first chance I've gotten to listen to another podcast, and it was an hour-long podcast, and I haven't gotten through it all yet because I've only been able to listen from the drive to one place to the drive to the next and stuff like that. So that's all the actual physical time I've had to listen to anything yet. But I'm gonna definitely check that one out as soon as I finish listening to this episode because God damn it, it's worth it. All that aside, I think that's it.
That sounds good to me.
All right, we got to move on. We got to record a movie tonight, baby.
A film.
And then I've got to make Todd walk home and catch worse than the virus. Much worse.
Oh God, there is out there right now, man.
He's going to catch a
There's
lot.
People mutating.
Yeah.
It's just awful. Absolutely awful.
Yeah. I see that like there's that thing where the guy makes hamsters eat little burritos. That's worse.
Oh my God. That sounds amazing. That's what we should all be watching. Turn the channel from this right now to this thing, this cute animal eating. Let's have him on the show. Fuck it.
Yeah. Well, here's a picture of him. Probably not. It's
Wow,
probably
is that
copyrighted.
magic?
It's probably copyrighted. My
Probably. Who cares?
well, lawyers.
You
would
think
care.
that the burrito? Imagine that we get sued by a burrito eating. What is it?
hamster?
A
Oh,
hamster,
well,
and we
I'll tell-
lose.
We would absolutely lose.
What if we have a guinea pig that eats tacos?
No, they're too big.
A ferret that eats burritos?
If you would have said empanadas, I would have been on the board.
And echidna that eats enchiladas?
Yeah.
Is that a real animal?
An echidna? Yes.
Fucking right, I know my animals.
Goddamn
And
right.
my Mexicali food.
Well, I'll tell you, you know your animals better than me. While I did know an echidna is an animal, you referenced it, and it would never have even entered my frame of reference. There's no way echidna would have come across my lexicon.
Ooh.
Yeah.
See, well, you had to
Then
throw
lex-
everything. I'm not stupid. I just use lexicon and
Yeah.
whatever that is there. With when you string words together and it means something.
And I'm 80% sure I used it right. All right. That is going to be it for this episode, guys. We love you. Stay safe out there. Take care of each other. Be nice to each other. Because you know what? With all that shopping and all that stuff, I came across a lot of really nice people. 2 assholes. They were both in the Costco pharmacy. I'm not neither here nor there about that.
Give me a hot dog. This is the pharmacy section. Give me a goddamn hot dog and fries.
You slip a wiener in my mouth or I will scream.
But did they have stuff? Like it
Oh,
wasn't a barren wasteland.
No, it wasn't a
or anything,
barren
right?
wasteland. There was plenty of stuff. But it was, but yeah, it was, I don't know what it was. I don't know if something just tripped those 2 people off, but I was trying to pick up a prescription that apparently I didn't need to pick up, and they were livid at me. Like I
How
had
dare you
killed
need to pick up a
somebody.
prescription?
So, and it was just like, it's not here. Go talk to them. Like, and then the other person, I don't know what to tell you. I'm just like, but literally every other person I came across in the Costco and everywhere else, gems.
Oh my God, you know what I just
Gems.
thought of right now?
What?
Do you remember when that lady went nuts
This episode's
because of
not
the people at she was like, how can there be people who are single that are at Disneyland? Like they would never know the joy. That woman started coronavirus so that she could go to Disney alone.
That bitch.
You'll never know the joy of being a parent unless you scream at your child and hate every minute of it at Disney.
Yeah, it's actually something I was thinking about.
I don't know why I've
today.
never gotten over that lady. I just think
I know, because some people just rub you the wrong way. It's like all those white ladies who like called the police
All of
on
them.
black people having
nope,
fun.
you just stop right there at white
Yeah,
ladies.
all those white
Boom.
ladies.
Done.
The best comment I got, because I took a picture of how long the line was to get into the Costco today, and my sister responded to it. She's like, that looks like a lot of angry old lady haircuts in front of you. And she was right. There was a lot of angry old lady haircuts
The
going on.
haircuts were angry. The women
Yes.
were wonderful.
No, they were just the haircuts of very angry old ladies, and
Yes.
it was true. And like they were all nice, but it was
Anybody
just
have the
like, but
plastic
they all had
lid?
those permanent, like they had like the resting bitch face, but it was like old lady version, like you don't have an
I would
uncle.
not put up with that garbage, let me tell you.
All right, we're gonna end this bad boy right now. We will see you next week with Captain Marvel.
Bye.
This has been Miscast Commentary with your hosts, Joe Finley and Todd Murray. Executive producer, Joe Finley. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the podcast wherever you listen. Visit www.miscastcommentary.com for all news related to the podcast. Miscast Commentary is a Miscast Media production.